Justice Department fires top officials from Jack Smith's team, a major shakeup. In a dramatic move that has raised eyebrows across political circles, the U.S. Department of Justice has dismissed more than a dozen key officials from Special Counsel Jack Smith's team. This decision comes amid ongoing debates over accountability and government transparency, events so critical they demand a closer look. Acting Attorney General James McHenry announced this unexpected decision, emphasizing concerns about the team's alignment with the administration's priorities. This bold action marks a significant turning point in federal investigations and signals a shift within the Justice Department's leadership framework. Jack Smith served as the special counsel responsible for high-profile investigations into former President Donald Trump. His team was at the forefront of cases concerning Trump's handling of classified documents and alleged interference in electoral processes. The work of this group has been steeped in controversy from the start. For months, Smith and his unit were under scrutiny from both supporters and critics. While some viewed them as key figures in protecting democracy, others questioned their impartiality. Their involvement in politically charged investigations made them a lightning rod for national debates. The dismissed officials were instrumental in two of the most high-stakes legal battles in recent U.S. history: the probe into Trump's retention of classified materials and allegations surrounding interference in the democratic process. These cases dominated headlines and drew global attention. Both investigations, however, ended abruptly with the dismissal of charges. Critics argue these challenges underline deeper systemic issues, while defense attorneys pointed to flaws in the cases brought forward. The decision to end these high-profile lawsuits added fuel to an already charged political climate. Acting Attorney General McHenry outlined his rationale, pointing to what he described as the need for better alignment between department priorities and the administration's vision. The firings, McHenry claims, aim to prevent the weaponization of government, a term increasingly used to critique perceived partisan bias in federal agencies. Critics of Smith's team accused its members of overstepping their bounds, fueling narratives of injustice targeting political figures. Supporters countered that the firings jeopardized the checks and balances crucial to preserving government accountability. The contrasting arguments further polarize public opinion on this issue. Many see the firings as a calculated political move designed to shift control within the Justice Department. They argue it undermines the independence of federal investigations, setting a dangerous precedent that could impede justice when politically sensitive cases arise in the future. Voices from various legal and political spheres express concerns about the message this action sends. Are investigations now vulnerable to partisan influences? Such questions demand answers at a time when trust in democratic institutions already stands on shaky ground. On the flip side, McHenry's decision gained backing from those who have long argued for reforms within federal agencies. They assert these dismissals address long-standing issues of bias, bringing balance and integrity back to the Justice Department. A corrective step, they say, long overdue. Supporters believe the shakeup is a necessary measure to restore public faith in justice processes. They highlight Smith's unlawful appointment as a valid basis to dismiss associated cases and personnel. These perspectives reveal a nation deeply divided on how justice should be served. This decision comes as a clear boon to Trump, who has long criticized Smith's team and described federal investigations against him as witch hunts. Trump's critics claim the dismissals bolster his narrative of being politically targeted, while his base sees it as validation of his reform agenda. Trump's influence on this issue underscores ongoing conflicts between federal agencies and the executive branch. Whether McHenry's actions represent genuine reform or political alignment, the former president's shadow looms large over every development. This episode has reshaped the Justice Department's priorities. As the dust settles, questions emerge. How will this impact the department's approach to politically charged investigations in the future? Will these actions serve justice or erode it further in the eyes of the public? Staffing changes and leadership decisions will likely dominate upcoming discussions within the department. Analysts suggest these developments could alter the very fabric of how federal investigations unfold. but the long-term consequences remain unclear. Is this a genuine effort to prevent bias in government operations, or does it represent political retaliation disguised as reform? Opinions vary, with critics and supporters alike offering compelling arguments. The debate illustrates the tension between accountability and influence in U.S. governance. Such actions also raise questions about the balance of power between the federal judiciary, executive, and legislative branches. Observers highlight the need for checks and balances to function effectively, especially during politically divisive times. Regardless of one's perspective, this controversy signals the urgent need for reforms to rebuild trust in government agencies. Transparency, integrity, and consistent evaluation of federal institutions must take center stage to avoid similar controversies in the future. Public officials, media outlets, and citizens alike play pivotal roles in shaping how accountability and governance evolve. The Justice Department must navigate these challenges to maintain its credibility. Stay tuned as this critical story unfolds. Your understanding of these events shapes the democratic process. Don't miss updates on this and other major stories from around the world. Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay informed, because every detail matters in shaping tomorrow.